guys, welcome back to the Nickcast. I'm here with BFORDLANCER. He is a very special guest, so let's get straight into the podcast. Alright, so tell us about yourself.
Let's see. I am a content creator. YouTube. I do YouTube full time. I stream as well. I'm just someone who is passionate about social media. I love FIFA. That's my main thing. And I'm very fortunate to do what I do, YouTube, stream, all of that for a living full time. So it's pretty awesome. I've been doing it for about 5 years now. I've been grinding ever since. I've gone through college, did it all the way through college. And so, yeah, just graduated this year and I am a full-time YouTuber.
That's really cool. So who inspired you to start YouTube?
Who inspired me? So back in, let's see, I guess it was 2015. Yeah, 2015. I started streaming on Twitch. That's before I started posting like any YouTube videos. And I did like FIFA. I did like Minecraft. Any other sports games. I've always loved sports games, so I've always been big on that. I started getting into FIFA based on, let's see, AA9 Skills. If you know who he is, big Ultimate Team guy. He used to do a lot of FIFA career mode stuff, which is kind of what I specialize on. And it was kind of the perfect storm because I got inspired by him. I used to watch his videos and I kind of stopped streaming as much as I did and put a lot of more focus in on YouTube. This was back in 2015, 2016. And it was when AA9 Skills, who was kind of like my idol at the time, he kind of stopped doing it. So it kind of gave me a space to like jump in, especially to the FIFA My Player, which is what I mainly focused on. So I would say him. And then I loved just watching like vloggers back then. I'd always had an interest in YouTube. I had smaller channels when I was probably around your age. You're definitely doing a lot better than I was at your age, like a lot more professional. You got the webcam, you got the mic. I had none of that. But yeah, I would say him. Like I watched a lot of the FaZe guys back in their early days and was inspired by them. So I would probably go with that. Yeah.
So which was the first FIFA game you started like streaming, and which was the first one you did YouTube with?
Yeah. So let's actually go further back. The first FIFA game that I actually played was probably FIFA 12, and I just like borrowed it from a friend. So yeah, played that a little bit. The first game that I streamed was probably FIFA 15, and then the first one that I started uploading videos on was FIFA 16, I believe, and that's where I kind of got my start. FIFA 16 was my first like year doing it full time. I started posting like daily video. I'm pretty sure I uploaded daily for an entire year on FIFA 16. So that was a lot. But that's kind of what helped me boost my channel. I think one thing a lot of people always ask for is how to grow, and you got to find a schedule that works for you. For me, I wanted to push content every single day, and I wanted to push it at the same time. So people knew at this time every single day he was going to upload and people would be coming back for it. So those were my first FIFA games. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some of your My Players.
Yeah.
How do you come up with the names for them?
Right. That's a good question. A lot of people ask that. I guess it's different for each one. Usually, let's see. So the first one I did, the dude's name was Alexander Barkley, and that was a name I'm pretty sure I just came up with as a kid, like, you know, drawing stuff in like notepads when I was super, super young. Just like, I don't know. I was always like a creative mind, just doing so much like random stuff when I was a kid. And I'd had that name just like, I don't know. I'd had that one forever. So I went with that for my first My Player. But after that, it's honestly just like find a nationality that works, because I like to change it. The first one was an American player, My Player on FIFA. The next was a Spanish. Then we've done French. We've done a lot. We've been all over the board. Portuguese. And then pick the nationality, and it's kind of like, honestly, just go online, browse around for like popular names, and just find like one that I think is like a unique name. And occasionally I'll use I'll go in the comment section for some inspiration, because people are always dropping comments on what they want for the next My Player. So yeah, I would say that it's just random, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and almost every one of your My Player, there's like at least one person saying idea for the next My Player and stuff like that. So
yeah, 100%. So I try to use the comments as much as possible. Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming feedback, but a lot of times they give me some good idea. You know, I love using and interacting with my community for video ideas, stuff that they want to see. And I think that's one of the reasons I've been so successful is because, someone puts a comment, yo, Beeford, you should do this. And I drop a video on it the next week because I think it's a really cool idea. So, yeah.
That's how most of your all-star challenges. That's how you
Yeah.
do most of them.
Yeah, definitely. It's all community feedback pretty much. I mean, I'd say I do think of a lot of the ideas myself, and I'll take inspiration from the comments. I'll see something and maybe I'll change it a little bit. But yeah, the comments in my community does a really good job at that. So I love it. It's awesome.
So you did a video about this a few months ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is how do you like record your my players?
Yeah.
That's for the people that don't know. Could you like say it if you want?
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, you're right. I did do a video on that like a few years ago. It's interesting because a lot of people are out there thinking. So if you're maybe new to the FIFA scene, I do a FIFA My Player, which is a game mode inside of FIFA, and then I use GTA, which everyone knows Grand Theft Auto, the GTA 5. So I'll record my gameplay on FIFA. I'll record all those games, anything else I need. And then I'll go over and record GTA. And this is all through my computer. So just recording my screen. I play FIFA on the PC now. So I'll use OBS to record that. I'll record my games. I'll jump over to GTA. Usually before the video, I'll do some prep work, like where I want the story to go. And, how I arrange the storylines, how I want specific games to go, what I want to focus on. And then I'll go over and record that on GTA, do all the editing for that, mix the footage together. Some people like actually think that, and it's I'm sure kids that are super, super young, they think, how can I get actual storylines in FIFA? How can I do all that? And it's just GTA. Most people obviously know that, but it takes a while to record. I do all the voiceovers after, record the stuff, edit it together. I have the full timeline laid out, and then add the music to the background. And then I sit here, same setup you're seeing right now, and just do the voiceover myself, and boom, it's uploaded. So it can be, those episodes take a while. Those ones are probably anywhere between 4 to 7 hours to make, sometimes more, sometimes less. It just really depends on the day, honestly.
Yeah, I remember like the first My Player I watched, it was like Julian Weaver, something like that.
Yeah, that was the German one.
Yeah. And like I remember when I saw that, I wanna do a My Player too. So I made a My Player. I think it was English, and like since I didn't know how to do those storylines, I think I just made them up in my head.
Yeah,
and I just played the game. So
it's all about the creativity, right? I mean, that's what it is, and I think that's one of the reasons why people enjoy the content so much. So yeah, that's so cool that you do that. Yeah, and a lot of people I feel like have, a lot of my fans I've seen, tweet me or send me pictures on Instagram of like recreating the My Players that I make, which is super cool. Like giving people inspiration like that is awesome.
I remember once I remade Rafael Reese's hair in FIFA because I thought it was cool, so I made it for one of my players.
Did you really? Yeah, that was I think that was my favorite one that I've ever done, just because I think the storylines were so unique that I did. The support was so good. That was this past year on FIFA 20. That was my favorite series we've done. I mean, it was the most successful one, and everyone loved them. It was really fun to make. But I'm super excited because we got FIFA 21 coming soon, and I still don't know what I'm doing yet. So I got a few more weeks to think about it, but we'll see. What do you think I should do for that? What nationality should we go with?
Like, I feel like Mexican or Canadian.
Okay, North America. All right. Yeah. That could be good. I like some sort of like Canadian with like an Alphonso Davies like replica or something. Go off that, or I like that. I think we might. I really want to go back and do another American one, but everyone's asking for all these different nationalities. So hey, we'll see what happens. No promises, but Mexico and Canada are definitely up there.
Yeah,
100%.
So you kind of answered this question already. So what's your favorite My Player you have done?
Yeah, it's that one. Other than that, since I kind of already ran through that, I would say the first one that I did, it was the Alexander Barkley American one, just because it's like, that's where I got my start. If you go back and watch it, it's like, if you go back and watch that one compared to the one I just talked about in FIFA 20, it's like crazy how much I've grown in terms of like editing, storytelling. But that one is just like nostalgic. People, even though like the voiceovers are so like, they're not very great, people still love it just because that nostalgia factor. And that's where a lot of people started watching. I would probably go with those two. The first one that I did, and then the most recent one that I did, I would probably go with. Yeah.
My favorites are the Julian Weaver.
Okay. Is that the first one? That's the first one you
Yeah.
watched, though, right? Okay, makes
Uh,
sense.
the Andre Song, which was the
The goalkeeper
goalkeeper.
one, yeah.
Yeah. And the latest one, Rafael Ruiz.
Okay, yeah, that's a good list. I really like that I have a good variety of ones out there, and what are nice about those videos is that they're really like you can go back and watch any series, and it's like whenever you want. It's like a lot of people who do like Ultimate Team content, like you don't really go back and watch a pack opening from like FIFA 17, but like if you're already finished the My Player, there's so many. It's like different seasons of a Netflix show. You can go back and
Yeah.
watch an old season and like binge it. And I know a lot of people that do that. I really like that about the My Player. They really never die, honestly.
I remember when I first found the Julian Weber one, I thought it
Yeah.
was cool. I
Hmm.
subscribed, and then I looked for your other ones, so I watched them
Yeah.
for like a week, all of them.
Yeah, that's exactly. You can just binge them. And I know a lot of people too will like what's nice. And this is what I used to do because I got this inspiration from A9 skills, like I talked about. And one thing I would do is like, and I'm sure so many people, my viewers do, it's like, I watch the games here and there, but I think people really like the storyline. They watch some of the big games. They'll skip ahead, maybe past a game or two, and they just want to see how the story progresses, how the player grows. So yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that. And if the thing is, if I wasn't doing this, like, I would be watching someone out there do it, because this is like the videos that I make now are videos that I was watching before I was an actual YouTuber. So, yep.
That's cool. So, how
Yeah.
did you become a EMLS correspondent for
Yeah.
FC Cincinnati?
Yeah. So, I'm from Cincinnati. And yeah, it's interesting. I do that for them now. I've covered some of their MLS events in the past. I work their home games. I went to college in Cincinnati at a university called Xavier, and my professor helped me get an internship with the Cincinnati Reds, which is a baseball team. So like, as much as YouTube is my full-time thing, and it's very much a full-time thing, like I make a good living from it. I like to do other stuff. I like to branch out as much as I can. That's one thing I would tell people out there is like, you can always be doing something else. It's like, if you really want to get ahead in life, if you really want to follow your dreams, it's like, try to do as much as you can. You got to leave time to, take a break, chill. But it's like, for me, I'm just super passionate about what I do. I want to chase every single opportunity. So I do YouTube. I worked that Reds internship where the first year I was a grip. If you're any familiar with any production based jobs, I was someone who pretty much just provided all the backup for the main people in a production crew, which includes anything from like it's the first year is an internship, so it's like helping carry the extra equipment for the cameraman. Anytime anyone needs anything around the set, you do things like bring people waters. It's a hot game. That's a hot baseball game. Do that. And then the next year after, I started running cameras for them. So I would be one of the cameramen at a baseball game. So you're used to seeing me in front of the camera. I'm behind the camera too, doing work there. And then through that, I met someone at that job who worked for FC Cincinnati, and we started to form a good relationship. And I started working with the club. Got to travel with FC Cincinnati to places like LA, Portland, Dallas. Let's see, where else have I gone with them? So many other places, but yeah, doing that, and it's been really cool. I'm still doing stuff with them now. Getting to meet like a lot of the players and do stuff with them, record content. It's all about like kind of networking, which is how I got it. So whenever the viewers out there, if you guys are old enough, it's all about just trying to meet as many people as possible, go out there, and yeah, it's awesome. FC Cincinnati's been great. It's a really cool club, new club. Their stadium's being built next year, so that's kind of how I got involved with them. Long story, but that's the gist of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
So, one of your newest series you've done is
Mm-hmm.
the online career mode. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
how did you come up with like the concept for that and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. So that's just dropping this week. With FIFA 20 sort of ending, we wanted to sort of test something, and me of a few of my friends in the YouTube community, career mode guys, got together, and I sort of proposed this overall series, and we wanted to just try something different. Career mode YouTubers in the FIFA scene they don't really collaborate on videos a lot, and I've always wanted to change that. I've done a lot of collaborations, but not a lot of other YouTubers have. So it's all about trying. One of the reasons we're doing it is just to try to help each other grow on YouTube. We all want to be successful, and it's all about it's competition, right? It's like these are people that I'm battling for views against, like a Jared HD, who's another big career mode a guy out there if you're unfamiliar with him. It's like we share a similar audience. We're both trying to get views. We're both trying to, you know, continue to be successful, but it's not all about that competition. It's like sharing the wealth. And that's what we're kind of doing in this. And it's also just really fun for the viewers, because a lot of these guys are people that, you know, everyone watches, and seeing your favorite YouTubers team up for a series is, I remember, because I always do stuff, you know, looking at the inside out when I was, you know, not a YouTuber and watching other people. This is some of my favorite content that I like to see. So yeah, we're starting that series now, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually going to be recording a video in like an hour or so after I'm done with this podcast. So yeah, busy, but it's going to be a fun series.
Yeah. The thing that's funny, because I watch all 4 of the YouTubers that are in it. So the first one you announced was the Master Book, so I was like, ooh, he's in it. And then S2G, and then
everyone
Jared
followed. Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah, they're all really cool guys as well. So we wanted to stick with that group just because we wanted to test it with a small group of people, and they're a lot of the people that I communicate most with in the career mode scene. So we'll see how it goes. If it's successful, we might do it again for FIFA 21 and add like double it, maybe add even 4 more YouTubers. So we'll see how it goes.
That sounds really cool. Yeah. So where do you see your channel in 5 years?
Yeah, I'm hoping I hope in 5 years we can hit 1 million subscribers, and I hope I can do this for as long as possible. It's weird with FIFA because you never know. You really have to rely on the game itself, a lot of it. So I've been, you know, I'm an EA game changer, so I try to I'm able to sort of work with the team on FIFA and trying to make the game the best it can be. But yeah, it's all about continuing the content. In 5 years, I'm going to be like 27, 28 years old, which is crazy to think about. If I'm not doing it, then that's kind of why I'm doing these other things, like, you know, working for FC Cincinnati and doing as much as I can outside of YouTube, because, you know, everyone thinks that like their YouTube career is going to last forever, but it doesn't. And for me, I'm doing super well right now. In 5 years, who knows? My goal, though, I'm going to keep pushing 1 million subscribers. I want to have 1 million subscribers, 500 million views. That's my goal. And then I'm trying to grow on other stuff as well, like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. It's a lot of work just with managing all these social media accounts. People think that like being a YouTuber is super easy. It's so much work. I work like 10 plus hours every single day. I work weekends. It's a grind. It really is a grind if you want to make it. And I hope I can keep that work ethic going until then.
Yeah, like a lot of people think it's easy. I don't like work a lot a day.
Yeah.
But like I do like put a lot of effort, and a lot of my friends say, how do you only have this amount of subscribers in this amount of time? I would have a lot more. Yeah. And they just don't understand how hard it's like the thumbnails, editing, and stuff like that.
Yeah, the thumbnails are big too. And if you want to become a YouTuber, that's one of the other main advices I give. You gotta have really good thumbnails. You gotta have really, really good titles. And you have to have that good production quality as well in your videos when you're making them. You have to be doing stuff that is unique that other people aren't going to be out there making. So you already got a banging video here. No one's ever done a podcast with me. It's my first podcast. So boom, throw that in the title, throw my name in the title. Hopefully you'll bang some views there. But yeah, it's just like, be unique with your content and you'll be good. I like what you're doing so far too. Obviously you're a little bit smaller than me, but like I said, when I was your age, I was definitely not as successful as you. So you're killing it right now, man.
Thanks.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about YouTube in your opinion?
Favorite thing about YouTube? I love interacting with the viewers. Like I've already talked about, the comment section is really cool. I really like just, you know, I think my favorite thing is, you know, knowing you've made a really good video, clicking that upload button, and then seeing that other people love it as well, and the numbers go up, the subscribers go up. I think that's the most satisfying thing. It's like, you know, you've worked so hard for something, you put a lot of time and effort into it, you upload a video and it does really well and people love it. It's a really cool feeling, and it just makes you want to keep going and keep doing that over and over and over again.
Yeah. So what's your least favorite thing about YouTube?
Least favorite thing is definitely, I would say, I mean, it's a lot of work. As much as I love to work and I love to make YouTube videos, there are those some days where it's like, I'd really rather, you know, be watching TV or laying in bed or watching Netflix or something. So, yeah, the time it takes sometimes is, it is what it is. It's the sacrifice you have to make to do this for a living, at least the way I run it. And then other things I would say, like, sometimes YouTube lacks a little bit of communication. I wish YouTube themselves would communicate a little bit more to us. I wish I had, someone at YouTube that I could reach out to on like a weekly basis and touch base, and someone at YouTube who could, help me continue to grow. YouTube doesn't really communicate with their creators that much. So that's one thing I think I would love to see a little bit more in the future. But overall, nothing but positivity for YouTube. There's just a few things here and there. I love what I do, so can't really complain too much, man.
So what's your favorite video you've done on your whole channel?
Favorite video? Interesting. I don't really know. I'd actually probably say when I've traveled to like events in the past with EA, different capture events, when I've gone to Germany, Argentina, a bunch of other places, those videos there where I would say you get that like exclusive access to the game. I'm there with a bunch of other creators. We're making videos together. We're having a good time. Those are probably my favorite. I don't think I could pinpoint one specifically, but those are definitely my favorite, because it's always at like the beginning of a game cycle. The hype builds up to the videos. So I'd go with one of those. I don't think I can specifically pinpoint like one exactly. So yeah, that's what I would say.
So, which team do you think Messi is gonna go to?
Ooh, we're gonna talk some real life footy here. I don't know. I've been seeing rumors that like he's accepted a contract with Man City. I don't know. I don't know. Have you seen anything lately?
I really want him to go to United, not just because I'm a United fan and a Barca fan, but because I think that United are gonna have a really good midfield with Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, and Van de Beek.
Yeah, Van de Beek just signed, yeah.
Yeah, so I think like he would be good for United because they have a good midfield, but I think he's most likely to go to like, I don't know.
Yeah, Man City. It looks like Man City's the team, right? I would prefer United over City too. I would 100% rather see Juventus. I'd love to see Messi and Ronaldo team up, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's looking like Man City though. But yeah, I'd like to see him go to United. Anywhere. I would really, honestly, the Premier League, I think if he's not going to Juventus, at somewhere in the Premier League, I'd like to see him in England. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for the last question.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for any like YouTubers or something
like
that?
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit. Again, the main things are, I'd say unique content. You got to be willing to put in the time and effort. You got to be able to have the good production quality. If you're going to start out and if you want to do FIFA on YouTube, you gotta be able to download your game. No holding your phone to the screen and recording it like that. You got to have an Elgato capture card. Yes, they are sponsored by me, but that is how I got started. I used an Elgato capture card. It's one of the only ways you can actually record your content. If it wasn't for that, I would not be a YouTuber. So first step is being able to actually record your gameplay, record your face. You don't necessarily have to. I don't do my face I didn't for a while for a lot of my videos. I've started to more now because I'm trying to like brand myself. But yeah, good production quality. You need really good thumbnails. You need really good titles. If you don't, you could make a really good video. You could make the best FIFA video of all time. You could put it out there. But if you don't have a good thumbnail, a title, it doesn't matter. The thumbnail and title are half of what it goes into sort of making a video. So definitely keep that in mind when doing it. If you're a small creator, unique content, and then just do it for fun, man. If you're just starting out, do it for fun. You don't have to upload every single day. You can upload once a week. Just see how it goes. Gain friends in the community that are around your size, and slowly, you'll build your way up. Streaming as well helps a lot. That's what I would say though. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but if anyone out there can do it, if they have the right skill set and they put the time into it, I'd say.
Those were some really good tips, but sadly the podcast will have to end here. Thanks so much for going on the podcast, and I'll see you all in the next podcast.
Thank you for having me. We'll see you guys. Peace.